Hi guys, welcome to eerified.
This is where the place we talk about everything supernatural. And today I have a very highly sought after guest, Miss Jasmin, Dr. Jasmin actually.
Hi guys, I'm Jasmin, or you can call me Jasmin. I'm currently working as a doctor at a clinic in a rural part of Sarawak. So yeah, I have been working in Sarawak for the past going to 5 months.
Okay. Okay guys, she is a doctor, and I'm pretty sure you guys know why I am having her here today, because like I say, we're having a segment where we try to get people from different industry to come to our show to talk about experiences they, hopefully, not hopefully, but something supernatural. Okay, I don't want to wish anything supernatural on someone, but yeah, it would be interesting to know things like this, because we are not doctors. We will never be in that life, we are not that intelligent.
You'll never know,
Yeah. You said that you work in a rural area in Sarawak, right? Can you give us an overview how your work environment is, or the place you're working?
Okay, so since I work in KKM, sent me to Sarawak. So it's a pedalaman, or a rural area of Sarawak, whereby there's kampong. The roads are not straight. You think about the roads being like this, up and down, and there are times where there's blackouts. There are times where there's no even signal on certain times when there's emergency cases, and that's also a horror in itself. So you can tell the place can be very hard for us to manage things very quickly, and it's limited as compared to the city.
I heard there's not even a water heater in your house.
Oh yes, there's no water heater and there's no aircon. So this aircon, the cooling fan that you put around your neck. Yeah, I use that to work. And then you have the cool fever thing. I spray it all over instead of putting it. Usually you put cool fever when you're the mom or anything, but I spray it over, then put fan over just to keep myself cool.
Is it normal that most of households doesn't have all this accessibility?
There is. There are certain houses that have aircon, but particularly mine, I didn't ask my landlady to install it, so I bought it myself from Kuching, and I brought a portable aircon. So when I work, I just press on.
It's good, for me, probably I wouldn't be able to survive in this kind of situation.
I gotta make do.
I lived with aircon my whole life.
It's kind of tough, but you just gotta
hustle
do it.
She's a doctor, guys. She's a doctor.
You have to learn how to survive, right? So, yeah.
I heard that you have this story from your workplace where it's a normal occurrence to your patients, right?
To certain
patients.
Yes.
Okay, can we go straight into the story then? I'm very interested because I haven't heard the full story just now. I get a backstory just now, and I'm already so curious to know what's actually happening.
Okay, just an overview. In primary clinic, we have a lot of type of patients. We go from surgical, medical, and obstetrics, gynecology, and even psychiatric.
Oh, in a clinic?
Yeah.
Oh,
so we screen because it's family medicine. We do womb to tomb.
So
do you get what I mean? Womb to tomb. Yeah.
That basically A to everything, like
yes. So for our work timing is 8 to 5, like a normal clinic time. At 5 p.m. onwards is on call. So 4:30 p.m. you get students that come back from the high school. 4:30 p.m. when it's almost time to go home.
For you to go home.
For us to go home, right? So 4:30 you get a student saying, she's a very quiet girl. Doctor, she came with a friend first. She came with a friend, and I said, oh, okay. Usually it's normal for students to come with their friends, just to what we call accompany, teman. So she said, doctor, I have cough. And I have, you have cough, but over here, usually in the paper will write what the complaints are: chest discomfort and cough. Okay, I asked further. Oh, so you come here with cough. Okay, is it dry cough or is it productive cough? Because I'm ready to give her cough syrup.
Okay.
So I say, oh, okay, cough, okay. Is it productive? Is it this? And then I ask more on the cough. Do you have fever? Da, da, da. And then she said she has chest discomfort. Okay, I said, chest discomfort, where is it? You know, you think of chest pain, but by the way, she's 14-year-old. She's 14-year-old and with no known medical illness. Means we need to know all her overview of her medical background. So she is 14-year-old with no known medical illness who came with cough and chest discomfort. So I asked her further, okay, I'm ready to give a syrup Benadryl, which is a cough syrup. But then she said, Doktor, sebenarnya saya rasa saya kena kacau. Saya rasa saya kena kacau. She looks down. She's very quiet. I said, wait, kenapa ni? Saya rasa macam tak rasa selesa saya punya dada. I said, tak selesa? Macam mana tu? Boleh cerita sikit tak? I said, kawan tahu ke? Tak tahu. Okay, tak apa. Kawan keluar sekejap boleh? Kita cakap dua-dua, okay? You patient and me je, because you want to make sure she's comfortable to talk. Because we want to make sure that every patient is comfortable to talk to you personally with any kind of issues, right? So I said, okay, kita keluar sekejap boleh kah? Okay, kita means you. Okay, so okay, the kawan keluar, I said, okay, get comfortable. So
I'm the patient. Yeah.
Sebenarnya kitab nangga apa is what did you see? Sebenarnya saya rasa saya kena kacau sebab saya sebenarnya ada benda yang kacau saya. I said, I'm very curious. I said, benda apa? Benda apa? Ada seorang perempuan, umur dia 10 tahun. Very specific. Oh, 10 tahun. Dia dari dulu ke? We always have to ask the who, why, how semua. So we said, umur dia 10 tahun. Perempuan ke? Lelaki? She said, oh, girl, perempuan. Okay. Perempuan ni dah baru-baru je ke kat sekolah ke apa? Kat sekolah ke apa? She said, no, dari dulu lagi. Dari 12 tahun lagi. Oh, so 2 years. So I said, oh, so sebelum masuk sekolah lah. She said, yeah, sebelum masuk sekolah. Oh, okay, tak apa. Sekolah dia buat apa? She said, oh, dia ikut mana-mana, dia selalu nak main tengah malam pukul 3 pagi, dia nak main dengan saya. I said, okay. Okay. So balik kampung dia nak ikut, balik ke sekolah dia nak ikut, everywhere she goes she follows. I said, oh, okay. Lepas tu, doktor, saya sebenarnya tak boleh tidur. Kenapa tak boleh tidur? Sebab selalu dia asyik bangun kita, push me. She likes to push her in the middle of the night because she wants to play. Nak main. Like she really wants to play sampai kacau. She's like, I really want to sleep. It's 3 a.m. I want to sleep. So I said, so she marah the girl, I don't want to play. And she's like, I said, wait, can you actually see the girl? I said, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. All right. Later on, I'll ask. So I said, okay, what did she do at 3 a.m.? She asked me she wants to play. I said, what happens if you say no? Well, she will scream in my ear. I said, can you hear the scream? No, I can hear it in my head.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So I said, okay, even if you play, what do you play with her? Oh, we play congkak. I said, oh, if you play congkak, can people actually see that you're playing congkak? Yeah, but I'll be playing congkak in one corner, but with her. I was like, does it? I stupid me. I just asked, does it float or like does it float or? No, I was just Nila, but she said no, they just play congkak. I didn't ask further like how the congkak did it move by itself ke apa. I didn't ask on that. So I said, since it keeps disturbing you every night, that's the reason why she said she cannot sleep. So I said, okay, since you say you can see her, I don't know why I got so brave. I asked, can you describe me how she looks like? I was like, why did I even ask this question?
It's okay, you don't ask, I will ask for you.
Then I asked, how does she look like? Rambut dia macam mana? I said, why was I asking this question? I wanted to just know
Even
that.
rambut.
I said, rambut dia macam mana? Rambut dia panjang. Oh, dia hidup ke dah mati? I just asked. Dia hidup ke dah mati? I don't know why.
You dah tahu is mati, but you still
I said,
ask.
dia dah mati. I said, macam mana you tahu dia dah mati? And then she said, muka dia merah. Dia punya muka macam ada suture, macam dah pernah kena jahit.
Oh my god.
So pernah kena jahit and mata dia merah sikit. I said, oh, okay.
Okay.
Why did I ask? Okay. So her hair, and then I said, dia pakai baju apa? So, I don't know.
Prada,
Dia pakai baju,
Chanel.
if only, but dia pakai baju putih. Dia pakai baju putih. I was like, oh, okay. Then I was like, okay, I hope I'm not regretting asking this. And it's almost closing time, and it's almost night. And by the way, our night time is 6:45.
Oh,
so it's dark,
very
very fast. So, yeah. So, she said to me, okay, when it comes to psychiatric issues, we will always ask, have you ever thought of killing us? Is it okay to say?
Like
Is it okay? We just
yourself.
ask, do you have suicide ideation or have you harmed yourself? So she said, I have. I said, when was the last time? It's very important to ask. When was the last time and what was the mode that you wanted to do? And then because we need to know what was the plan. So she said, I actually wanted to drop from the third floor or second floor of the school. I said, when was that? Yesterday. I was like, gg.com. Okay. Anything that has plans or any suicide ideation is prompted for referral. So, I said, and then I said, and I also was brave enough to ask this. So, is here?
What is it?
Sorry. Oh, I forgot. Okay, let me. Oh, she
Sorry,
by the way, okay.
Beep this part.
Okay, name. Okay, she has a name.
Okay.
She has a name. That name. Okay, let's name her Emily. Of course, why do I have to choose the name Emily?
You mean the lady is Emily?
The little girl has a
she has
Emily.
a name. Okay,
her name is Emily. Yeah, she has a name. She has a name. She has an age, and she's.
So it's very clear.
She's clear. I said she's not a figure, but she can actually see.
She's a person.
Yeah, that can see.
Okay.
So I said, oh, I forgot to say her name, right? So
Emily. We beep the
Emily,
actual name.
Okay. Her name is the child's name is Emily. So I asked, is Emily here? I don't know why the heck I asked.
Yeah, you're very
so
brave.
yeah, I don't know why I was so brave. So I just nak tanya, like, is Emily here? No. I was like, okay. No, thank God. Okay, other than Emily, is anything other than Emily here? I was so brave to even ask that. And anything other than Emily is here? No. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, clinic is here. So yeah. Then I spoke to usually when there is a suicide ideation and it prompts for referrals, we have to call the specialist. And okay, contoh we have to call a big hospital. Imagine you are in a small town in Melaka, but the big hospital that you're talking to and the specialist is at Sungai Buloh, let's say.
Yeah.
So I have to call Sungai Buloh punya psychiatrist, but this is the hospital, the big hospital, which is 1 hour away from the
place you are working.
Yes, sorry, the clinic. So I called the specialist and said the whole story, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is not like a schizophrenic issue. This looks like macam
betul
something. Okay, this looks like this one betul-betul kena kacau." So then I referred, and she said, "Oh my god, this is similar from your previous story." Means to say, yeah, it's somewhat. Kids tend to come to me with the same story. Complain, yes.
Wait, so
yeah, but her one is the most
detailed one.
Yes, because I asked.
So do you mean that you have actually had patients that come around the same time and complain about the same problem?
It's my third. That was my second, but I had another third one.
Then during the third one, you asked her the same question?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I did, but except her one is not as bad as this one.
But did she also say that somebody kacau her?
Yeah. This is actually, I have at least once in 2 weeks where I have this kind of patients.
But
And yesterday, even my friend wrote that since I'm not in Sarawak right now, there's another patient that came with somewhat a complaint with the psychiatric issue as well.
so they come at 4:30.
Not necessarily 4:30, but it's close because usually school students, they happen to be just the last in line somehow. So can say that it's around closing time. So for some reason, coincidentally, we always have the last patient with psychiatric issue.
I feel like it's not a coincidence.
I don't know because school finished. So they just hang out and some hang out by just giving a complaint of itchiness. But this one is more serious where it prompts for referral and the parents need to know.
But do you know what's the aftermath of the girl?
Okay, so I called the specialist. She's like, this is similar from your previous story. I was like, okay, never mind. Since she has the suicide ideation and everything, we call it auditory and visual hallucination. We just put it as hallucination, basically. Could be real, but could be really hallucination. So when it comes to these kind of things, the doctor always has to escort. Means to say anything can happen in the ambulance. So most of the time, like simple cases, the medical assistant can just escort. But these kind of cases, let's say like patient in labor or anything, for this case, suicide ideation, MO, which is medical officer, they have to escort. 1 hour away. It's like you're going 1 hour to the hospital to bring her. So I brought her all the way to the big hospital. Then hantar as per normal. So I have a friend who works in the big hospital. She texted me after half an hour because when I came back, I had another case in the clinic. She texted me. She said, "Jasmin, you sent the patient, right?" I said, "Yeah." We did a CT brain on her. It was completely normal, but the thing is, she looked at in the I don't know if you've seen a CT room before. There's a glass, right?
Yes.
And then behind that is a radiographer.
Yeah.
She finished the CT and she smiled at everyone. She smiled and she's like, "Girl, I'm on call tonight." I'm on call. I hope Emily is not here. I said, really? That's. I was when it's okay, it's fine. But I'm so creeped out. She smiled at everyone, like in the radiographer, like. So macam creepy lah. Macam, tu ni, this girl okay ke? Then I was like, okay lah, tak apa, settle. It's just between friends, right? Then I got a call. I got another call like after a while I was seeing another case. And then it happened to be a psychiatric MO medical officer from the psychiatric department who saw her in the emergency department because we usually send to the ED first.
Okay.
He said, "Hi, this is Dr. Jasmin, right?" I said, "Yeah. Oh, so you sent this girl, right?" I said, "Yeah, I did." So I went to ask her history. I said, what's wrong? Is everything okay? She said she's completely fine. She doesn't see anything. She doesn't hear anything. I said, what do you mean? I spent 2 hours talking to her. 2 whole hours until malam I talk. Because we finished at 5, right? I spoke until 8 to her. And then, what do you mean she's normal? Is she okay? She said, she said that she doesn't see anything. I was like, and I said, oh. And then I shared this with my friends as well. They said, oh, is Emily telling, it's either option A, B, C. Either Emily is telling her not to say anything, or Emily never existed in the first place, or I don't know, she's making the whole thing up.
Yeah,
So it's like, wait, I spent sampai pukul 8:30. I stayed in the girl. I said, then everybody was like, oh yo.
No explanation. Until now, you don't know what happened.
No, I really don't.
Do you see this girl again after this?
I didn't. But when it comes to below 18, we will always have parental consent. Like, okay, we're gonna send. I have to tell this to your parents. We have to tell because you are below 18. And she's like, I said, are you alright with that? And she's like, okay. She said, okay. Then parents came. I let her sit somewhere else. Said, okay. Before I sent her to the hospital, right? So I said to the parents, long story short, she can see, she can hear. And they were like, huh? What? She has never told this before. She was completely fine. I'm like, well, that's the thing. They always are too scared. They're too scared to say anything. So the parents did not believe. I think they were in denial.
Until now.
I don't know. But it seems like when I was talking to the parents, they looked like they were in denial.
So maybe they know already, but they just...
maybe they want to refer to, like, ustad ke or any,
Yeah, that's the question. I would have expected the girl, if she has an issue like that, she will go to an ustad rather than a doctor, right?
I don't know. Maybe she thought I would just give her a simple MC. But no, I'm not that kind of doctor. No, you tell me what's wrong with you.
Maybe you are the chosen one. Maybe Emily wants her to talk to you.
But because I worked in the ED last time, and any kind of cases, psychiatric issues, even my senior medical officer would give me a psychiatric case. So, you're the patient one. You're the patient one. You go to. Yeah, because I mean I like to talk to people, especially if they have any issues or anything. Like, I'll be patient enough to talk.
But you never know. You didn't know this will go beyond.
Yeah, I didn't know. But it's not my first time that I stayed back in the clinic until 8:30, where everybody's back home. While waiting for the warden, while waiting for the parents, I stayed until I talked to her, like, what's wrong?
That's a good doctor, right?
So I just needed to make sure that you're okay. That's all. But hopefully she's gonna get better or needs to get out of that school. That's all. I don't know if it's just because of that school or not lah, but
But it's interesting the fact that there should be a history that's happening around that town. I feel like maybe when you go back this time, you can just go around and search for the history, because it is not a coincidence when there are few girls that come at the same time telling you they have the same problem, but then after that you check the other benda, right? The other cough girl, but it's just like stuffed dada,
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the stuffed dada, the chest discomfort. So every time they see, Dr. Jasmin, Dr. Jasmin, you always get kes-kes pelik. I said,
okay, this is very interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, at the clinic, they know me for the weird cases sometimes.
I would have expected like clinics would have things like this because it's just like a small place. But I guess for her workplace is different because it's technically an all-in-one clinic, right? Everything is inside.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stories lah. If like you said, another case of another girl where she came with chest discomfort as well. Luckily, that one was just a simple cough. I even asked, "Are you sure? Are you sure?
Is it Emily?
Are you sure there's nothing else?" No, because the friend, the girl who saw Emily came again with another friend.
Oh,
I said, betul lah, dia tak nampak apa-apa, betul lah.
Wait, maybe Emily is the friend, Is that other girl that teman?
No, she didn't know anything.
Oh, she didn't.
So that one, okay, simple cough. Okay, thank God, syrup Benadryl. Okay, this one I can give ubat batuk for real. But the other patient that came with crying said that there is a tall figure that was kicking her at night.
Okay, since you're a doctor, I want to ask you a question. Because previously we had a guest that came. He said he was working in a morgue and he was cleaning a dead body, and then the corpse suddenly smiled. Is it possible? Is it a reflex? Because I know there are like corpses, like people who died, but suddenly their hands like move because it's like a reflex, right, of their muscles. But is it possible the reflex is actually on the face as well?
It depends. How long did the body die?
I think it's like 2 days already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It could either be the muscle can still twitch right after,
Twitch.
but I don't know. Honestly, I can say I don't know, but it could be coincidental, or it could be on the science part, or it could just be on the other side part.
But because it's on
but
the
the
face
smile-
though, yeah, it's a smile. Because okay, what our guest told us is that the smile went like this.
Okay, that one I have no
Yeah.
explanation. Honestly,
Oh my god.
I have no
Ah!
explanation.
I'm having goosebumps right now. Okay, let's not talk about this. Okay, we continue to a second story, okay? Bring us more.
Bring us
Yeah,
more.
bring us more.
Yeah, so I have this one. Again, it's 4:30, almost close.
again-
Not,
oh,
well,
again
it's not
4:30.
exactly 4:30. Let's put it 4:20. No, okay. Let's give it a time nearby
Yeah,
the
4:30.
near the closing time.
Okay.
Another patient came in tears or in fear, but her voice was really soft. Where I'm like, huh? Sorry, what? Sorry, what? I said, she's like, huh? What? Saya kena kacau. I was like, huh? Oh man, another one.
Again.
Okay, but her one was not so descriptive like the Emily, but her one was more of like a figure that she befriended. She
Oh.
befriended a figure. So I said, can you see the figure? No. She said, no, I cannot. Can you? I don't know what if she can hear or not, but she said she befriended the figure, and then she keeps scolding the figure for disturbing her, to the point that the figure keeps kicking at her. Like once in a blue moon, he'll start kicking her at night, and she's like so angry, like why can you like not? I was like, so she's really scared. She's like super scared. Like why is it that there's always this thing keeps disturbing me? Then of course she doesn't have any suicide ideation or any self-harm tendencies that prompts us for referral. So we start off usually these kind of cases because we can't deny that there is a spiritual
Sorry.
it's another medium out there. We can't deny that there is just not. It's not just how do I say? There is unrested souls. Okay,
Sorry.
so
Sorry. Okay.
yeah. So those unrested souls tend to disturb others, but the thing is she befriended it, so it disturbs her more.
How do you know how she befriended this?
I have no idea, but she didn't look like she was in the right mood to talk about it as well. So we just talked on the spiritual side, like okay, like I mean, since she's Muslim, we talked about praying and everything, and she said okay, we taught her to take care of her spiritual health as well. So yeah, so we started off as that. If it gets any worse, then she can come anytime for further consultation.
I see.
Yeah, because one thing about psychiatry is that there's a lot of it can be there's a lot. There's schizophrenia, there's depression. So we all take those into account, and we start off with what they can do non-pharmacological first. If it's not working out, come again. We will start helping you further with that.
So what happens if, let's say, like after you do all this treatment, seemingly assuming that maybe this person has like mental health problems, but in the end it didn't work out in any ways, would you guys actually tell them, oh, you should go to a medium? Because as far as I know, a lot of doctors always tie things related to science.
Correct.
Yeah. So what about you? What is your opinion on that?
The same patient that we saw, we were like saying, yes, medication can help to a certain extent, but we can't deny that there are certain things that science can't, not to say science can't help, but there are certain things that even medication can help, or that's, you know. So, for instance, I had another patient that she said she took medications, but she has schizophrenia, but she still can see stuff. And I said the medication is not working. So, but I said, are you okay with that? And she said, I'm fine. I'm fine.
What?
She's fine. She was like, she's fine, but there are days. She said there are days, but some things she just really can't. She just can't control what's going on with her. Even with medications, she said it's not helping. Even to the point where the hospital called her back. Please, you need to start your medication. But she said the medication isn't helping.
Oh my god.
Yeah, to that extent.
But personally, do you believe in supernatural?
I mean, yes.
Oh.
I mean, because God did not just create us, so you know, how do I say this? Yes.
Okay. In short, in conclusion, you believe in supernatural.
Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Do you?
Of course I do. If not, I wouldn't be having this show. What about other instances? Because I know that I've heard stories of people working in hospital, especially they have a lot of stories about working in night shift, getting calls and stuff like that. And I always thought these things are not real at first, but I actually heard stories and they are indeed real. But what about you? Have you heard any stories from your colleagues or anyone around you who are in this line that experience something supernatural at their workplace?
I've had my friend. Okay, my friend told me this story.
Okay.
Just gonna give you an overview. He worked in the. This is another hospital in another part of Sarawak.
Oh.
So
Sarawak.
it's a big hospital in Sarawak. Okay, so he said that he worked there for a night shift, and then it's 3 a.m. or 2, like in the middle of the night, and then you're so sleepy during night shift, so you decide to sleep, right? So he sleeps, and then you can hear a lot of footsteps. Who walks a lot at 2 a.m., 3 a.m.? Like it's quiet.
Maybe it's the nurses.
Hopefully it was. He heard footsteps, and then he said, okay lah, whatever. But then there was one time he saw a figure that wore pink or red or something like that. Then
red.
Yeah, and then of course usually you wouldn't disturb it, right? But he was daring enough to take a picture, and it was in the picture.
Do you have the picture?
Of course not.
Oh my god.
He saw it in the picture, and it started following him for the next week.
What happened?
I don't know, but all I know, my friend told me that it started to disturb him a lot. Him or her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so don't
ever take a picture.
Jangan kacau. Just mind your own business. Because we wouldn't want to be disturbed, and they don't want to be disturbed either.
That's the thing. Someone wearing red inside a hospital is very rare, right?
Yeah, because when you're pregnant, I don't know if it's a mother, the patient clothing, they usually wear pinkish to red. So I'm not sure if she was wearing that or the patient clothes. Patient clothes or her own clothes.
But definitely it's not human, because you say that thing followed your friend.
But I just don't know in what way they kacau the person, the doctor.
What about you? Have you experienced something yourself?
No.
Okay, thank God.
No, maybe in university, but that one was like a very. I would say I don't want to. I don't want to.
Oh, is there something very traumatizing?
No, as even like it was. I was with my friend, the friend I said earlier from university.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. That one was, we were studying in university. And it was a weekend, if I believe so. It was a weekend, or everybody has gone home. So it was just the two of us in the study room. He was studying at that table. I was studying this table, and it was raining. So dramatic, right? It was raining, and then it's like, okay, we were studying. We were just first year medical students. That was like 2016. We were just doing our work, and then out of nowhere, the light started to flicker. I was like,
Inside the library?
it was not like a library, but it's like a classroom for us to study after classes,
Okay,
you know.
I got it.
It was just like at the ground floor, and we were just next to the, you know, if it's a medical school, right? There are corpse, or like, you know, the things that you study, the cadavers. So okay lah, there's cadavers nearby, I would say. So we were studying, and then the light started to flicker. I was like, oh, you orang lupa nak tukar lah tu.
Very doctor mindset.
Lupa nak tukar lah tu. Then it was, I think it was quite late. I forgot what time, but it was late. Then out of nowhere, you hear motor. It's like, okay, never mind, it's just motor, it's fine. Then out of nowhere, okay, I was wearing Bluetooth and I was not listening to any song, and my phone was facing down on the table behind me. So the table, my phone is unreachable, and then my friend was charging his phone at a distance. Out of nowhere, his phone started ringing. I was studying. His phone started ringing, and I was like, Jasmin, why are you calling me? I was like, what do you mean? My Bluetooth is not even touching, and I'm not listening to music. But you're calling me.
He showed you?
Yeah, but you're calling me. I was like, what?
Maybe he has another friend called Jasmin. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's my name. And then I saw my phone, it was nothing. I was not even calling him. I was like, no, what? There's nothing. Then, you know, you hear, maybe it was just the aircon, then you hear the what do you call that? The chair creaking. I was like, I think we should get out of here. That's all. I think we should get out of here. Yeah, I think we should.
So you all left?
So we all left.
And nothing happened, right?
Nothing.
Okay.
We just ignored it. That's all.
Speaking about this, I remember an experience that I encountered. I had. I was at home. I was sleeping, and it was 2 to 3, around 2 a.m. ish, 3 a.m. So suddenly my father's phone started ringing, and okay, for people, young people like us, okay, 2, 3 a.m. phone ringing still possible, you know, like our friends don't sleep that early, you know, some people just like to kacau call, you know, or whatever. But it's my dad, you know, and typically people are around their age doesn't sleep this late. Yeah, they sleep very early. So the phone rang twice, you know. Of course, I was shocked, but I was thinking like, oh, how come somebody called my dad at this hour? Yeah. But I didn't I didn't like pay any attention to it lah. Then the next day, I asked my dad, so who called you at 3 a.m. yesterday? Then my dad was like, huh? What do you mean? I said, yesterday at midnight, I saw your phone ringing, and it's ringing like with ringtone, that kind of ringing, you know. Okay. But I was like a bit creeped out, so I didn't dare to go out, of course, to check who is calling. But my dad said, no, nobody called yesterday.
Wait, so you just heard a ringtone, you recognize his ringtone?
Technically I saw the phone ringing. So I heard a ringtone, and then the sound, then the phone is brightened up twice. And I'm very sure I'm not like tripping, you know, I'm not even asleep at that point yet.
Where was this?
Many years back.
Where was this in terms of like, where were you?
I was at home.
Oh, yeah, I know, but where? Like, is it
the phone was at the living room.
Okay.
And I was at, so my house has like this small walkway lah.
Uh-huh.
So I was at the walkway, I was like lingering around there, then the phone started ringing.
Okay, from a distance you can see. Okay.
Yeah, I can see and what's even creepy is because my living room was dark, like it was pitch dark, and then suddenly the phone rang. But the thing is, nobody called my dad. My dad said nobody called him. And I believe my dad won't be tripping on me like that, to be honest. So until today, I do not know who called my dad.
Missed calls?
No, there's no missed calls. That's the thing. There's no.
And that was really his phone.
That was his phone. I am confirmed his phone.
Oh, dear.
But
interesting.
Nobody called. I'm not sure if any one of you had this kind of experiences before, but yeah, it happened on my dad lah. But thankfully, nothing happened.
Okay.
All
scam.
good. Yeah, maybe it's a scam. Who knows? But okay. Do you still have another story? If you don't have, maybe I can share another. I can share one story.
Go ahead.
Okay. Are you a fan of hotel?
Should I say yes?
I don't know.
I love
It's up to
hotels.
You,
Oh,
you
I
love
love
hotel.
hotels.
Okay, this is a story about hotel. This is a story I got online. I'm not sure if it's entirely a real life story, but I guess it is lah. It's stated based on true story. So there's this guy. Okay, just call him Jimmy lah. Okay, he is a very popular musician in Japan actually.
Okay.
In Osaka. So he has he's not a very well-known musician, but technically he's like okay lah, you know, famous but not very famous. So he always goes to, he's not from Osaka, but he always goes to Osaka for a performance around this one area of Osaka. So every time he goes there, he will go to this hotel to stay. So like he's technically he's like a regular already lah.
Right.
So he went to this hotel, as usual. He went in and he's like, oh, I made a booking on this date to stay here. So, but the receptionist was like, oh, I'm so sorry. We have like overbooked and the hotel is like, no, there's no more rooms already lah. And then he was very angry. No, you know who I am? Do you even know who am I? You know, I'm a famous like musician. I'm always here. I'm a regular. I never had this problem, you know, before. So he just like keep hitting. You know, I want a room. And you know, knowing Japanese, they have top tier service, right? So without a choice, they would try to. This reception was trying her best to look for any rooms. So there's this room. Okay, we have got this settled. We have this room, and you can go into this room. So okay, cool. So he went to the room. The first thing he realized when he opens the door is that he smelled a smell of like scent. Like how do you say?
Oh,
Like
he can smell.
yeah, like the cholak lah. Like you know the cholak or something like it's being burned lah. Incense is it called?
Oh, you mean like bau?
Yeah, bau scent lah, something
A scent.
lah. Yeah.
Bau a scent.
Yeah, bau scent. Sorry, today my brain is
it's okay.
jammed a little bit, just like my name.
Aye.
Okay, lame jokes anyway. Okay, continue the story. Where was I?
Yeah, he smelled.
Yeah,
he
smelled
smelled a scent.
Yeah, he smelled a scent. And it's a scent like you know you bakar cholok. I'm not sure if you know how it smells. Like the
Dia
Chinese.
macam asap-asap.
Yeah, asap a bit lah.
Yeah.
Then he's like, okay, there's a smell. I don't know what smell is that, but I asked for this room and they provide me this room. Okay, he just went with it. So as usual, he went for a performance and then he was drinking with his friends and all around the city. So he came back very late, around like 2 a.m. He was so tired that he didn't even bother to wash up because you know people. I'm not sure if you drank alcohol before, but when we drank alcohol, we are like very tired. You don't even bother to like wash up when you are like drunk.
Like hangover.
Yeah. So he went to sleep, and then after that, while he was sleeping halfway, around 2 a.m. ish, somebody knocked on the door. Boom, 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 boom. So he was like, what is going on at this hour? And who would possibly come to my room at this hour? Is it my friend that followed me? Like my friend who couldn't go home, he came to my hotel and stuff like that. So he went to the peephole, of course. He looked at the peephole. It was a staff of the hotel. This gentleman, he was like, his head is like down, you know. Then he's like, sorry sir, I'm very, very sorry, but can you open the door? Then it's like, okay, because I'm here to look for a belonging that was left behind by the previous tenant of this room. Then he's like, okay, he opened the door. He's like, but okay, he didn't say anything, he didn't say much at the time, but he was thinking to himself, why would a hotel staff come to my room at this hour and without calling me to the room, calling the room prior, right? But okay, this guy was very, very nice, very polite guy. And he's like, okay, never mind, fair, you know, you come and get things from a previous tenant, okay. So he went inside the room and searched for the belonging. He searched the whole room, you know, like extensive search. The whole room, looked under the bed and all. Okay, couldn't find. Sorry, sir. I've done what I need to do. Went out. Okay, close the door. He's pissed, but okay, now at least it's done right now. Went back to sleep. 3 a.m. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
same thing happened. He's like, what in the heck? Yeah, it's happening. Okay, Go doing the same thing again. Peek hole, same guy. Head down. Sir, I'm very sorry. I'm here to look for a belonging that was left behind by a previous tenant. Okay, fine. At this point, he's really angry, but because he was so tired, he's like, unconscious, not conscious because he's tired, sleeping halfway. He just wanted this to get over with. He's like, okay, go, do what you need to do. He repeat the same exact thing as what he did before. Like, same set of ways of searching for the belongings. Okay, search ready, done, go out. Nothing happened again the night. Then in the morning, he went to the receptionist and complained. Why would you guys send over a person at this hour to come to our room to look for a belonging? I understand if maybe the previous tenant was furious, wants the thing ASAP, but this is not the way. You should at least call me, and stuff like that. Then the staff were really confused. Okay, of course we know you not do this kind of thing. We will call you and all. And then it's like, this guy came twice at this room at this hour. It's very weird. Then one of the staff actually suddenly started to look a bit anxious. Then she was looking down, and she asked him, sir, what uniform was the guy wearing that came into your room? He's like, uniform? Yeah, what color is his collar? Yeah. Then he's like, I think it's a green collar, if I remember correctly. And then she was like, sir, do you see our collar? Our collar is red color. And our uniform updates from time to time, and we have changed this uniform since last spring. Then he was like, okay, so what are you going to tell me? Are you telling me that your staff is wearing an old uniform or something? Or is it intruder from outside, from the hotel? And then she's like, we are not very sure what happened, but we have been getting similar complaints from other tenants on this room that stay in this room, that similar things happened before. Because I think around 2 years ago, we have this staff who is a new guy. He was working in this hotel. So this tenant of the room, specific room that Jimmy is staying in, lost something. So he blamed the intern, so this new guy with the green collar, that he stole his stuff. So so he complained to the manager. So the manager was very angry, very furious. The manager scolded him, berated him in front of everyone. So as a new guy, especially in a society like Japan, he couldn't take it. He was very upset. He was very sad, traumatized. So he hanged himself inside the specific room.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And why that Jimmy smelled something when he first entered the room is because just coincidentally that day he entered the room was the anniversary of the guy, the death of the guy, and they did some rituals, some prayers on that day itself for him. So every year they will do a ritual. So that's why now it makes sense that he go into the room, he can smell something, because literally the ritual was just done.
Oh my
God. So okay, no complaint at all. Whatever it is, he just left the hotel.
Okay. So, whatever. I'm out. Damn.
Okay, just want to ask you, if you're in the same situation as Jimmy, you go to a hotel, they tell you overbooked, will you actually force them to find a room for you?
No. It's okay. It's Japan, right?
I mean, not Japan, like anywhere. If it happens, let's say
I
anywhere.
needed it to be Japan. So, no. Why?
Why not?
I don't want them to find some crevices in the hotel. No. But you just said it's overbooked, so why is there?
That's the thing, because their room is empty, they don't want to rent out the room. Because they know there's a history in the room.
Then all the more reason. I mean, right? You guys won't do that, right?
But let's say you didn't know.
Oh.
Okay. In a situation where
When
you are
they
very tired, you have no ways to find a new room at such a short notice, will you still force them to get you a room?
Okay. What will they ask me first? They will ask. Will they tell me? Oh, there's no more rooms. I
Yeah.
said, oh, do you have any other room?
Then they will say
We have one room, but it's not been rented out for a long time.
but the thing is, they don't tell you
Oh.
transparently, right?
Why didn't they tell me? Then why did they tell me it's overbooked in the first place?
So, but
But long story short, maybe no.
Yeah, so no,
maybe no.
right?
Okay, I guess
Yeah.
it's a lesson learned for everybody out there.
yeah, that's why actually. So, like guys, if there's any hotels that overbooked, please do not force them to give you a room because if a room is empty, there should be a history, and there's always a reason why it's empty.
Interesting, huh?
Okay, so I've just finished my stories. I actually want to tell more, and I hope
There's
you
a
can
lot.
tell more also. But unfortunately, our time is up. So I guess I will wait for you to have more experiences, hopefully in real life, to come back in the future to tell us your
What about
real
nope?
life story.
No more, I think
I won't wish that upon you. I won't wish that upon anyone, but hopefully you will bring some stories from anyone.
From
people around
anyone.
you,
Yeah, you're right.
Because we would really appreciate if there's like horror stories in hospitals.
Yeah, I'll be sure to share from other people's stories,
Yeah.
okay?
So I'm
Not mine.
So I would be very happy to have you here again, Dr.
problem.
Jasmin.
Thank you, Jen, for having me. Thank you, eerified, for having me as well.
And thank you for your time. Flew all the way back from Sarawak to come here. Okay, not specifically for us lah, but just so
To come
in time,
here.
yeah. Just so in time she can make time here. But once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you guys have any stories, please share your story to eerified IG and also my personal IG, Jen on Instagram, and also maybe you can just comment on our videos, our YouTube videos, or our shorts, IG reel, TikTok video, everything. I guess we will see you in the next episode.
Bye. Go hit that follow. Bye.